this is the next operation, to basically get some braze all the way around that seat tube. And I'm not filleting it, I'm just putting the braze round the joint so that it goes and penetrates through the joint into the inside of the tube. So that is now the seat tube joined to the bottom bracket. So I've now brazed the seat tube to the bottom bracket, and a little bit of a clean up, and assembled the top tube and down tube to the frame. I've also fluxed the insides of the tubes, and they're now in position. So I've basically now got to tack the tubes in position, and then flow the braze round to make the frame solid. So we'll make a start on the bottom bracket and just tack the seat tube, sorry, the down tube, tack the down tube to the bottom bracket. I don't know whether it's going to be a bit bright for the camera, but I haven't got any filters, so we'll have to make do. Oops, no, not supposed to happen. Right. Right, so I've tacked all the tubes into position, so now I can release the frame jig so that the tubes can expand and contract when I put the braze round the rest of the joints. So now I can braze the frame up, and the tubes will expand and contract, but it won't distort the frame. Tubes all brazed together for now. So we have to let that all cool down now, and then reset the locators on the jig, and then put the chain stays onto the bottom bracket. So now I put the jig locators back in, and I've set up the seat stays now, the chain stays ready to be brazed. I've fluxed inside the ends of the tubes here. I'm just going to now braze them to the bottom bracket. It's just a plate here which holds them true, and they're out to the right positions on the axle. So next job is light the torch, and we'll braze the chain stays on. Okay, so that's the seat stay, chain stays now brazed on, and next thing to do will be to take the frame out of the frame jig, and then we'll do a bit of cleaning up, and then I'll fillet braze all the joints out of the jig. Right, so I now got the frame out of the jig, and I've just run around the joints and given them a bit of a clean up, and they're now ready to fillet braze. I put some old bottom bracket cups into the bottom bracket, which sort of helps to keep it round, and may not be necessary, but I just find it better to do that. And I'm going to start on the bottom bracket. Warm the whole thing up so the whole thing gets nice and hot and even. Okay, so that's bottom bracket brazed up, and the next thing I'll do is give it a good clean up. So that's the head tube to the top tube brazed. Before I clean it up, you see it's not too bad, quite even all the way around. I'm now going to put the file to it and the emery and finish it off, and then I'll do the bottom joint as well then, and they should all look like something like that when it's all finished. So, alright, now here it is, same joint which I've now just filed smooth and polished up with a bit of emery, and so that's now finished. I've just got the last one here to do, so I'll do that next. The main frame is now fully brazed, bottom bracket, seat tube, head tube lug and the head tube. They're all brazed, all finished off now. So the next job I'm going to do is to put the frame back into the frame jig. Let's turn it round, and when the frame is back in there, I can then make the bracing tube which goes in here and fit it to the axle. So that's the next step.